All right, so we're back into this. How you doing, everyone? So this is a review of this is Us30. So I'm reviewing the trade I took right here. My trade was around. I think 19th. Yeah, I think it should be 19th. Yeah, good. Trade was 21st. So I had a trade on 21st, and I'm gonna review trade. So straight up, let's go straight into it. So on the weekly. So what I noticed on the weekly was we had seen an IPA from right here to here, and we had known that definitely this week closed bullish. And by seeing this particular level being broken, a whole week reacted twice, and it was broken. So we're expecting price to come around this region to give us our trade. We're targeting here as our TP. Okay, so we are not just going to open any position. We just see that just gives us sign that price is buying. No, that's just crazy. So we're not going to do that. So we want to break it down to lower time frames, and we're expecting that at the beginning of the week, price will give us the sign, or on Tuesday it gives us the sign. Then we know to take our trades. But we are looking for only one particular setup, and if it's not that, we are not settling for less. It has to be that. Why? Because there is a certain level of should we call it assurance. We are so sure, we're certain about this, that this is what we've been trading for a while, and we know that whenever we see this, the trade is in direction and it's going to run. So with that being said, let's push. So on the weekly, we've seen this already. We know that the week closed like this. Even with this closing above the other, we can close and clear liquidity here. We're not interested in that. The whole direction on a weekly, the bias is bullish. So we know that when price breaks below here, we're expecting the trade. And you know one thing about it, sometimes you don't expect price to come exactly to the week. It doesn't work like that. It takes a lot of money to go down here and buy. So I just buy here. So but we know that in here, this candle, there is let's call it an SOB. There is an SOB that is going to tell us, okay, this is where price most likely want to discountly buy. It doesn't want to go down. So it want to react to here. So let's take it down to daily. How does the daily look like exactly? Okay, so very massive. So but this is daily time frame. Each candle represents 24 hours trading activity. So now when we notice this particular candlestick pattern, you can be certain that, okay, yes, this is a sign that price definitely wants to change direction and bias from sellers to buyers. And you can notice how the candle was dropping so slowly compared to how impulsive this was. So we know, okay, yeah, definitely this is what we're going to work with. So but like, let's go, let's take it down to 4 hours, and let's look at what price was looking like on 4 hours. Okay, so all right, so inside that weekly candle, we had the first, the second point, but there's going to be a point where price wants to react. So most likely I was targeting this point because when I opened it on 1 hour, I saw exactly what I needed to see on 1 hour, which gave me the certainty that, okay, price will definitely want to react there. But notwithstanding, we had also this point where price might react to. So we had 2 points. So but I'm not looking for an early entry. I'm looking for an entry with certainty, right? Okay, this is a continuation of what, this is a continuation of the bullish activity that it's already impending, will start already. So let's go back to exactly at that level was where price came to react. Right here. So this was the first reaction, and I saw this particular opportunity, but I don't like this. This is not my trade. It's not my setup, so I'm not interested. And I don't want to believe that any other setup except for my setup will play out. It will spoil up my psychology about my setup. So I have to stick to that particular setup and that alone. Okay, so let's go. So what did I see? I've seen this festival reaction. Good. And this whole day from year to year was a whole hanging man. And so I'm going to pay attention to the highs, because number one, we know that price is going to change from sellers to buyers. So this is the resistance. So price came once, reacted, second time reacted, the third time reacted. It just keeps reacting off it, reacting off it, reacting off it. So it's not just a line, it's a zone. Understand that it's a supply and demand zone. So it's not just a line. So I always take the highest point and the lowest point of the zone. That's what I always take. So if I'm looking at that right now, what does that look like? The lowest point of the reaction was where? It was here. This is the lowest point that price came and reacted. So I'm going to take these 2 points as, where I'm expecting price. Let's call it, that's the supply zone. That's the supply zone. So when price comes there, I'm expecting price to sell. So, but I'm not going to be taking the sells. I'm interested in price to break that level to give me my trade. So from here to here, I'm interested in price breaking it and giving me my trade. You understand? So now, because of this level, it has given me the sense that price is ready for a buy. But I'm not going to just enter a trade anywhere. It has to break and print the candle that I need to see here before price will come and retest it during NYC open for me to buy. So, but there are also sometimes when price comes, does this and breaks when it's not even a NYC open and comes to reaction NYC open. So whenever that happens, you can have a trade, but understand that your risks will be smaller. If you're going with 1% or 3%, you just divide it by 2. But I always love to see your entries at overlap, perfectly at the beginning of overlap or at NYC bell. It's easier because if it moves, it moves. So whatever it is, this works perfectly. So let's continue. Let's just keep going. So this and this are the zones I'm expecting price to break, and the moment it breaks that zones, I'm interested in taking a trade. Okay, so these are the zones perfectly. So whenever it comes and reacts, I'm not interested. I just want it to break. I just want it to break. So this is exactly when it breaks and it comes down. So but let's look at 4 hours. Let's look at 4 hours. Okay, so 4 hours was very, very beautiful. So 4 hours was very, very beautiful. The reason I said it was beautiful is because of this. Let me remove all this first of all. Now look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, and it came down here after reacting on our 11. So I was with certainty. I knew that definitely price is going to buy because this is intense. Look at it. 1, 2, 3, 4. The moment it breaks and closes above this level, forget it. It's going, and it's not going to go like it's gonna make a big move. Why? Because this is a new week that has closed. We use this week to clear liquidity from the previous week and the previous weeks below. So I knew that definitely it's gonna be a big buy. So, but this is my trade setup. If I don't see this, I am not interested in taking a trade. It's as simple as a broken resistance has become support. That's all. Broken resistance has become support. But this is US30. So 4 hours. Look at it. So now, what's important now is understanding what particular candle do I have to see? What candle close do I have to see to make me pretend to believe that, okay, yes, my entry is going to happen by the next set of candles? So I stick with a lot of candles, but I love 4 hours, I love 30 minutes, I love 1 hour, and 5 minutes and 3 minutes for my entries most of the time. So, but like, it depends on your GMT, like wherever you are in the world. So, but one thing I know for certain is the candle before the open of overlap, that particular 1 hour candle is what I'm looking at. So, wherever you are in the world, the moment, let's go there so you can see clearly. The moment this candle closes, this particular candle closes, whatever the time is, wherever you are, just the hour, this is 12, the hour before overlap is the one I'm looking for my trade. Is when I'm going to open my chart to look at what price has done, and I'm expecting my entry to happen during overlap. It's as simple as that. So London candles, 1, 2, 3. This is nice, but I'm always stopping here because this is when I would look at my trade clearly and see. Now, these 3 candles had closed above the region, so I'm expecting price to come down in within here and give me my trade for a bullish movement. So, notwithstanding, now I'm going to look for my entry for the trade. The trade was so beautiful, so beautiful. It was so beautiful, and I was confident about holding it for long because of the fact that it had closed below the previous week, and we know the bias on the weekly time frame was for a buy. So that was the beginning of a lovely movement. I couldn't not hold. You understand? So let's go to 5 minutes. Let's let it look beautiful in our eyes. 5 minutes is what we're going to look at. So going down to 5 minutes. I need to find things better. Going down to 5 minutes. Okay. Better. Okay. Good. So this is when price broke that level. Good. So what we are seeing on 5 minutes is where we're seeing 2 points of interest. Now this one was 1, 2, 3. Printed this candle on 5 minutes for a trade, and it's also in line with 1 hour too. So this was a beautiful entry, and I knew that the moment price closes below this level, I'm expecting price to come back into the structure like this. So this was my entry. So the moment NYC bell rang right here, price ran, it rallied back into the structure, our zone here, and it came up. So but what was my entry? Now my entry was right here. Now I confirmed my entry still with footprint chart. So this is where you usually know your footprint charts to perfect your entries. So I had already understand that, okay, price is going to be bullish, and this is my entry on 5 minutes at these 2 points. I'm expecting price to, come here, fill up here, and when it breaks above here too, I can open a second entry still. So the price came. This is my entry. This is my entry right here. So I knew with certainty, because I had seen it on weekly, I had seen it on 3 hours, I've seen it on 6 hours, that this trade is going to run. That's all. So I took my trade. I didn't. It's either it goes to SL or it runs to your profits. It's just simple as that. Stick to one strategy, one particular section, have your peace. It helps you a lot, mostly in your psychology, because a lot of times, man, you find yourself having multiple entries. You already know that you're expecting a buyer, and now you see yourself selling, you see yourself doing so many things. Why? Because you didn't really take your time to analyze your trades mostly day before, and you don't stick to a particular time frame. Any kind of setup you have like 4 setups. Only you're trading 4 setups. How do you become a master of the setup when you trade 4 setups? So you're always on your charts. But like you come an hour before overlap opens, and you look at your chart on 4 hours to look for an IPA. When you see that IPA, you mark out your levels, your broken resistance or support, and you break it down. You look for your trade. So I confirmed this entry because there was a delta shift from here, from the sellers to here. Very good delta shift, and delta shift is also up around my region. So delta shifted, and the volume also, impulsive volume. First of all, the large volumes came in from sellers, it shifted to buyers, and it gave me an entry. So I'm having my stop loss. It's going to be from here down to here. So my stop loss is almost 100 pips to something pips, and that's my entry. So but like also a re-entry still can be taken. If you want to have a re-entry, you can also have a re-entry at this point, because I know that price is definitely going to come here and come down to give my entry. So but from here to here was my stop loss, and I'm holding this trade for a long time because I knew the trade was going to run. So if you want to have a re-entry, you could always have a re-entry at the highs, which is this level here. So you can have a re-entry right here. You set your limits. And when price goes above, you open some more positions for you, and you let it run. So it was a lovely trade on 1 hour, and just want to keep it as short as possible, just as simple as possible, so that it doesn't become so complicated. So it's as simple as broken resistance becomes support, and broken support becomes resistance. So but like these are zones, so I had this trade for the day. This was my first setup right there. I had this trade of the day. It's my first setup, and amazing stuff. So have an amazing day. Amazing day. I'll keep dropping more videos, and just feel free to ask me questions in the comments if you don't ask questions, and I'm always available to answer questions. And have an amazing day.